What's going on, social media world? What's going on? Hope everyone is doing well. First and foremost, let's talk about some housekeeping. This is your first time finding this video on this channel. Please give a thumbs up and like the channel. Subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Share the video. Okay? So let's go for this topic right now. Let's continue. NYPD union chiefs rip politicians for anti-cop push. They're asking us, in quotes, they're asking us to walk away from you, end quote. So, ladies and gentlemen, the police officers from New York State, the heads of the unions from the police officers from New York State, convened a couple days ago to have a press conference regarding their displeasure for the lack of support that they are receiving, or not receiving from their administrators or their top brass, from the city. As far as the mayor, they're not receiving any support from the mayor. They're not receiving support from the governor. Now, the problem that they're talking about is how they are under, in regular times, they are under a ton of scrutiny, from the likes of internal affairs, etc., etc. Now, there's a bill that they're saying that's in Albany, which is the capital of New York. And this bill, they don't know what's in the bill, but they know that for some reason, they suspect that the bill will introduce more supervision, right? More oversight, more scrutiny to the police officers, right? To law enforcement in New York State, period. They're not happy with that. They believe that, they're being demonized, stemming from the incident that took place in Minneapolis, which is, in my opinion, that was the tipping point. But they feel like they've been vilified and demonized by the community. They've been made to, be the enemy, and with no support from their leadership. And they're demanding answers, right? How do they proceed? Because if it's left up to them, what's on the table right now, for example, is if there's a complaint that's made by any type of civilian or person that's dealing with a police officer, and where the police officer applied some kind of physical contact, that's going to create an investigation automatically. The police officers feel like that's going to make them feel like they're guilty before they're even innocent. Why they say that is because during the last couple of weeks, there was an incident where protesters or rioters and looters were arrested and were told by the leadership that they have to have a soft touch with the people, meaning like almost overlook a lot of things that's taking place, overlook a lot of crimes, pretty much give them like a slap on the wrist, right? Meanwhile, during that time period, an officer, got into an incident where he got in trouble and basically received severe consequences. So the position with the officers are saying now is, they're going to get in trouble if they engage. And they feel like it's unwarranted because the action that the police officer in Minneapolis did, as reprehensible as it was, disgusting as it was, that crime that he committed and killed by killing George Floyd the way he killed him, shouldn't reflect, they shouldn't have, NYPD and the rest of the, police officers in the state shouldn't have to suffer for that. One of the union people said, the members mentioned that he couldn't believe how, he never saw the day where police officers were going to be abolished and replaced by social workers. The police union chief or union head also added that the police officers are a line of defense and they don't want to take calls, like, for example, dealing with mental illness. They don't want to take those calls, but he says that the reason why the police are taking those calls is because other agencies don't want to do their jobs. Sidebar, I have to disagree with that because I am in the mental health field. I have to disagree with what the union police chief said, or police union head, Mr. Lynch, what he said, union president. I have to disagree with that because there's been so many incidents where people have had all kinds of crimes take place, suffering from mental illness, being emotionally disturbed, right? Killing people, throwing people into train tracks, burning them, stabbing people, shooting people. Okay? Who? Social workers, mental health professionals, healthcare practitioners, social service workers are not equipped, nor are they trained to deal with dangerous situations like that. You have to call the police in instances like that. You have to call 911. And it's not the mental health practitioner's fault or professional's fault that these clients or these people are at risk or going through these crises. I understand he's pissed off. I understand that, the officer's pissed off. That's probably why he said it, and it's not easy. No one's taking anything away from that. For me, I personally believe we need police officers. We need police officers to serve and protect, and they need to be held accountable, just like we're held accountable. Just like everyone else is held accountable in the community. If the police officers take a stand down approach, like they were saying, what if a person's running up the street with a gun, they're going to be the likelihood of them running after is next to nil. They're not going to run after anyone who has waving a weapon or running up the block with a gun. They're not going to chase that person. They're not going to chase the local rapist. They're not going to chase, the bank robber or person who commits a home invasion. They're not going to do it because they are afraid. They claim that they will be putting themselves in a position where people are going to complain about them, and that will automatically create an investigation to where it could just be very serious, and they don't want to deal with that because they already are under scrutiny. Hey, I don't know what to say about that. The fight is not with the people, in a sense, because you shouted out social work, shouted out mental illness. That's not your fight. Your fight with your leaders, fight with the government, fight with Albany, fight with, governor, the mayor, your top brass, commissioner, whoever, and voice your opinion. Don't come at the people, because we're still part of the people. We are the people. We need one another. Yeah, right? You have to have a community to serve, and the community needs you to protect and serve. I mean, imagine the streets out here without police. What are we going to do? Call our neighbors for help? What are we doing here? What are we talking about here? Like, let me know. The people in the comments, the people watching, leave a comment. Let me know how you feel about this stuff. This is crazy, I understand the tipping point, in my opinion, was the whole incident that took place in Minneapolis on Memorial Day. That was a tipping point. But the whole thing, but this is another problem though, because there's been incidents that happened pre-George Floyd. So the police have been, dealing with these types of issues for decades in New York, throughout the country. So different measure has to be put in place, but to completely abolish them, to completely defund them, I don't agree with that. But another thing, Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter. Since George Floyd got killed in the street of Minneapolis, there have been other individuals who've gotten killed, including law enforcement. Where's the talk for them, Black Lives Matter? Where's the support for them, Black Lives Matter? Where's the cheering for them, Black Lives Matter? Like, I don't understand. I don't understand. And then people are making this is the whole thing about how this whole thing is being exploited. You know, the narrative has changed from police brutality to this whole other thing going on with where you have people like the Speaker of the House, Pelosi, bending her knee, wearing a kente scarf, an African kente garb around her neck. Like, what do you, since when? And other people or folks who were around her did the same thing. Like, since when? What is this about? Oh, I forgot. You want to possibly keep your seat because it's an election year? I don't know. But people are losing sight. This is becoming more, you know, it's just morphing into, from social issues to political issues to election to whatever. It's not even about Corona anymore. It's not even about Corona. What happened? What happened? Everything fine? Corona disappeared? That's it? Social distancing doesn't matter? Doesn't matter. Just, you know, gather in crowds. Just as long as you have your mask on, you'll be good. You'll be fine. That's what? But people, let me know what you think regarding this NYPD, this talk with these, you know, police officers across the country. You know, there were police officers that got killed since George Floyd got killed. Where's the, you know, and civilians. One gentleman had he fed the community with his barbecue, with the food that he made barbecue outside. He fed his community. He got killed. Another young lady from Iowa got killed. Where's their GoFundMe? Where's their support? Where's, you know, I mean, really, I don't know. It's just too much hypocrisy and contradiction taking place. And it's unfortunate because the common denominator are the people. The union police chiefs are pissed off with the government. Who gets affected by that? The people. Who they're going to take out their anger on? The people. Because they could say on TV, yeah, you know, we're going to be hands-off approach, but some of them are loose. You know, it's just something happens, it'll be a different story. Who knows? But the people get shafted. If there's no police, who does that affect? The people. Black Lives Matter, do they, whatever, you know, protesting and this and that, who does that affect? The people. Giving all these false rhetoric, false narratives, who does that affect? The people. When this blows over, because it will, what's going to be the talk after? Will Black Lives Matter further push their agenda? They've been in existence since 2013, and a bunch of people, a bunch of incidents took place that got killed under the grips of the police. And how's anything changed? How's anything been made better? What differences were made? What? I mean, come on. Let's be for real. This is what it is. It's not about whether I like them or not, or whether I support them or not. It's about what's factual. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Subscribe to the channel. Share this video. Like the video. Engage with the YouTube algorithm. I'll talk to you later. Be well.